Fans of the iconic sci-fi world of Stargate have long awaited a new addition to the franchise. Considering that the last two Stargate series, namely Atlantis and Universe, were both cut short, it's been quite a while since audiences have gotten to see a fully fleshed-out storyline told within the Stargate mythos. In this video, I'd like to briefly discuss the history of Stargate and break down everything we know so far about possible new productions and what this could mean for the future of this underrated franchise under Amazon's control. The Universe of Stargate was first introduced in 1994 with MGM's theatrical release of the sci-fi action film Stargate. Co-written by Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich, who also directed, and which starred Kurt Russell as Colonel Jack O'Neill and James Spader as Dr. Daniel Jackson. The plot centers around an ancient ring-shaped device uncovered in an archaeological dig in Giza, Egypt, which is found to enable near instantaneous travel across the universe by creating a stable artificial wormhole. This discovery leads to the revelation that aliens have had an immense influence on the history and development of the people of Earth. The film did better than expected at the box office, grossing just over $196 million against a $55 million production budget. While critics were not warm to this unique science fiction offering, fans, including myself, were captivated with the concept, story, and characters. Seeing the potential to continue and further expand the IP, MGM later hired Brad Wright and Jonathan Glasner to adapt the film to a TV series with several alterations in canon entitled Stargate SG-1. Actors Richard Dean Anderson and Michael Shanks stepped into the roles as Colonel Jack O'Neill and Dr. Daniel Jackson, respectively. The military science fiction series ran for 10 seasons and launched the spin-offs Stargate Atlantis and Stargate Universe, which were unfortunately both cut short and canceled for a variety of reasons by the Sci-Fi Network. It was a tumultuous time for Stargate and the newly launched Universe spin-off, which ended up being canceled after 2 seasons, during which time MGM filed for bankruptcy, an event which presented a set of seemingly impossible hurdles for the creatives behind Stargate to continue their work on this beloved franchise. With the recent acquisition of MGM by Amazon, however, there seems to be a definite possibility for the IP's resurrection with new projects on the horizon. But what would the future of Stargate look like under Amazon? First of all, it should be noted that as of September 1st, 2022, 5 months after Amazon's multi-billion-dollar purchase of MGM, all Stargate TV shows are available to stream on Amazon Prime. As reported in an article from GateWorld, there are some distinct improvements that came along with the show's reintroduction to Prime that set it apart from other streaming services. For example, Prime has a widescreen version of the early seasons of SG-1 with a higher resolution, along with the final cut version of the pilot movie that was released on DVD. Stargate Atlantis streaming on Prime has also improved from its prior time on Hulu, as they had aired the version edited with disruptive breaks for commercials. The fact that Amazon is presenting the best available versions of past Stargate episodes, leading to greater discoverability and enjoyment of this franchise, is an encouraging sign of the relationship between Amazon and the Stargate IP itself. The legions of existing fans, though excited about new projects, are concerned about Stargate's future with Amazon. Will future entries continue with the canon established in the multiple TV shows? Or will the franchise end up being rebooted? Will Amazon instead greenlight projects based on the first Stargate film, continuing with the lore it originally established? In regards to picking up from the original film's continuity, in a recent interview with Space.com, director Roland Emmerich was asked what the chances were of restarting Stargate and whether he would still be involved in the project. To which Emmerich said, quote, "If they go back to a Stargate movie and a series of movies, yes, I will be involved. I have to be involved because it's in my contract." On the director's IMDb page, there is a listing for a Stargate project. However, Emmerich confirmed with Space.com that a film reboot isn't happening, saying, quote, "That won't happen because I thought that the people who watch the TV show are the main fans. And to make a movie after 25 years which has the same characters, it's not possible, right?" and so I decided not to do it, but I hope that somebody's redoing Stargate and starts a real series of movies. So while the film side of things doesn't seem to have any movement, those longing for a return and continuation of the stories that were unfairly cut short in Stargate Atlantis and Stargate Universe do have reason for hope. Stargate series creator Brad Wright has been hard at work for several years now to develop a new show set within the same continuity as the previous TV series, picking up where those stories left off. Brad Wright shared that he was talking with MGM about Stargate back in 2018 in an appearance at GateCon. Since then, we've only received tidbits of information regarding his progress. Former Stargate SG-1 executive producer Joseph Malazzi has also shared updates every now and then. In July of 2020, Malazzi had shared in a blog post that we've never been closer to a fourth Stargate series, adding that long-suffering fans may finally be rewarded. Later, in a response on Reddit, Malazzi said, quote, "How much progress and how close are we? Well, someone asked me how many chevrons have been locked. I told them 5. And in March of 2022, Malazzi posted on social media the cover page of Brad Wright's script, which was pitched to Amazon. Noticeably, the title was partially obscured. Malazzi has also revealed that if Brad Wright's Stargate series gets off the ground, we'll be seeing quite a few familiar faces, reaffirming Wright's commitment to pick up where the franchise left off and to expand upon the Stargate mythos established in the previous shows. According to Wright, this new series will feature a brand new kind of Stargate. As fans of the franchise are aware, each series has their own unique kind of device. On the 25th anniversary livestream featured on the Companion's YouTube channel, Brad revealed that in the pilot script he wrote for MGM, the show would feature an entirely new human-built Stargate, whose dialing sequence would be a rapid process. The future of Stargate is ready to continue in the hands of passionate creatives. However, the ball is in Amazon's court as to whether or not this new Stargate entry will see the light of day. Stargate has amassed one of the most dedicated fan bases since its creation in 1994, yet it still remains one of the most underrated science fiction properties. To me, this universe was so unique and fascinating because unlike Star Wars, Star Trek, or Babylon 5, in Stargate, mankind's travel to other planets and exploration of the cosmos was happening in our modern-day society, not in a distant galaxy far, far away or far forward into our future. Going boldly where no one had gone before, uncovering the mysteries of the universe, discovering new life and new civilizations was at mankind's fingertips as it is right now. To me, it grounded this IP to where I could relate far more to the characters within and their experiences through the Stargate. My hope is that it continues, though understandably, some, including myself, are concerned how Amazon will treat this franchise. Shows based on existing IPs have been somewhat of a mixed bag when it comes to fan reception, but there have certainly been some very well-received series to come from Amazon Studios, such as The Expanse, Reacher, and The Terminal List, shows with a science fiction and/or military basis. Stargate, of course, is both. So I choose to remain hopeful for what's in store for the future of this beloved universe. I'd like to conclude by citing a quote delivered by Herbert Duncanson in SG-1's 200th episode special. "Science fiction is an existential metaphor that allows us to tell stories about the human condition." Isaac Asimov once said, "Individual science fiction stories may seem as trivial as ever to the blinder critics and philosophers of today. But the core of science fiction, its essence, has become crucial to our salvation if we are to be saved at all." But I'm curious to know what you think about the future of Stargate. Are you hopeful or concerned given the new relationship Amazon has with this iconic franchise? What would you most like to see in any future film or television entries? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe for more Stargate and other sci-fi and fantasy news and lore. Thank you all so much for your support, and as always, have a very nerdy day.